Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better in terms of Trump derangement syndrome, imagine what happens when Judge Ellis throws out this case or says, yeah, you're only after Manafort because of Trump, which is exactly what he said. So before we get to that, imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if there was something within this case that was, I don't know, evidence obtained illegally. To my super chat, by the way, thank you so very, very much for giving me every incentive to rock these live streams. But I'm going to read you, this is a Politico article. So Manafort's supposed to be going to jail for like 1,000 years for money laundering and tax evasion. And we're not talking about Al Capone here, but we're talking about, we have close to 301 minute. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's make this an epic live stream. So here's the Politico article. And I'll send it to you again. And Associated Press may have led FBI to Manafort storage locker. Wah, wah, wah. This is just one conflict of interest. This is just one example of illegally obtained evidence. And that's what happens when you're overzealous with evidence. So let's say he did commit the crimes. If he committed crimes, but there was such a maniacal attempt at trying to hurt him where the FBI and the media colluded just to simply hurt Manafort because of his links to Trump, you're not going to get a conviction. A meeting last year where this is from Josh Kirstein of Politico, a meeting last year where Associated Press reporters discussed with federal officials the news outlet's investigation of former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort's finances may have led the FBI to a storage locker. The Bureau raided. An FBI agent testified Friday. If AP reporters are leading FBI agents to storage lockers, sorry, that's not, the press is not supposed to help. The press is not supposed to help the FBI. The FBI has to do its own job, and the press should do its own job. But we know from the IG report that the press and the FBI would go golfing, have dinners, go to functions. I mean, they would hook each other up. So we're 3 minutes in, almost 400 people. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Mueller losing this trial? They won't be able to blame Russia. I mean, that would be interesting. That would be fantastic. That would be really interesting. The unexpected testimony came from FBI agent Jeff Pfeiffer at a federal court hearing in Alexandria, Virginia. An FBI agent stated that the AP reporters led him or the FBI to a storage locker. Sorry, that's illegal. You cannot have the FBI and the media colluding. Would have been nice to find out how Clinton transferred top secret and special access program intelligence. Would have been nice for the media and FBI to collude, but they didn't. She'll eventually get charged. Pick a crime, any crime. You cannot intentionally or unintentionally transfer top secret and special access program intelligence into a server in your basement. That is a crime that makes a mockery of the intelligence community. Pick a crime, any crime. There's other things, a million other things she's done. But anyway. So the unexpected testimony from FBI agent Jeff Pfeiffer at a federal court hearing in Alexandria, Virginia, on the legality of the May 2017 search was the first live witness the government has offered against Manafort since special counsel Robert Mueller's first indictment against the longtime lobbyist and political consultant was returned last October. The April 27th meeting between AP reporters and officials from the Justice Department Criminal Division and FBI has been the subject of inquiries from congressional Republicans who suggested it might have involved leaks to the media. Pfeiffer, however, described the session as an opportunity for federal investigators to hear what the FBI had discovered, or what the AP had discovered. The FBI agent said that the federal investigators rebuffed the reporters' questions, at least most of the time. Asked by prosecutor Uzo Assange how officials responded to the journalist's queries, Pfeiffer said generally no comment. In response to an earlier question about how the agent became aware that Manafort used a storage locker for many of his business-related files, Pfeiffer said either through my investigative efforts or through meetings that occurred with reporters of the Associated Press. Meetings with reporters of the Associated Press that led him to a storage locker? What kind of meetings lead you to evidence? Janice Webb. Thank you, Janice. Thank you, Janice Webb. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Omar, right on. Thank you. So you cannot, this is the thing. It's not, first of all, it's illegal to simply go ahead and ask the Associated Press or a journalist, hey, where does Manafort keep his files? But the double standard is glaring. They didn't do this with Clinton or Uma or anyone else. Why didn't they go ahead and indict anyone else around Clinton? Or I don't know, how about her lawyers for deleting emails without government oversight? And don't say, well, the State Department said it was okay. She controlled the State Department. And the State Department said eventually she broke protocol. How does that work? Associated Press journalists met with representatives from the Department of Justice. Excuse me? In an effort to get information on stories they were reporting. Excuse me? As reporters do. No, reporters don't just meet representatives from the Justice Department and then, oh, what a coinky-dink. Paul Manafort, the number one target, even more so than Trump, because they know they don't have anything on Trump. But Manafort might have committed crimes. Still irrelevant. If they obtain evidence illegally, it's not admissible in court. AP spokesman said, during the course of the meeting, they asked DOJ representatives about a storage locker belonging to Paul Manafort without sharing its name or location. Well, if the FBI doesn't know of a storage locker, and they're asking, and they're like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, how about that storage locker? Where was the DOJ Associated Press meetings when it came to Hillary's server? Where were these meetings? Where were these meetings? Where were they? They were non-existent. Elizabeth Luker. Janice Webb, thank you so very much again. Elizabeth Luker, thank you. Good evening, dear friend, and all of the beautiful HA family. Let's keep our fingers crossed this judge keeps a level head. A Princeton judge that's clean? Who would have thunk? Elizabeth Luker, thank you so very, very much, Elizabeth, for your kindness and your support of this channel. Janice Webb, as always, thank you so very, very much. Elizabeth, yes. And Elizabeth, you have motivated me now. The judge is Judge Ellis. And he said, what did he say? Only interested in Manafort. Judge in Manafort case says Mueller's aim is to hurt Trump. That's game over right there, really. This is a CNN article. So Elizabeth, you have motivated me to go ahead, and that's the article. See, I list CNN, Politico. See, nobody can say, because I list from the sources they love. Judge in Manafort case says Mueller's aim is to hurt Trump. So the judge said Mueller's aim is to hurt Trump. The Associated Press and the FBI had an unholy relationship regarding a storage locker. I mean, there are other issues too. A federal judge expressed deep skepticism Friday of special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into the bank fraud case against a former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort, at one point saying he believes that Mueller's motivation is to oust President Trump from office. So tell me again, and then they started off with the ostrich skin, the $15,000 ostrich skin jacket. Well, who doesn't have a 15 grand ostrich skin jacket? Everyone does. Everyone. I'm rocking. If it wasn't summer, I'd be rocking my ostrich skin jacket. Mine's only 10,000. Just joking. Elizabeth Luker, thank you so very much. Janice Webb, thank you so very much. And it's like, although Mueller's authority has been tested in court before, Friday's hearing was notable for Judge T.S. Ellis's decision to wade into the divisive political debate around the investigation. You don't really care about Manafort's bank fraud. At times, Ellis told prosecutor Michael Dreeben, at times losing his temper. Right here. You don't really care. You do not really care about Manafort's bank fraud. Now, tax evasion, that's serious. The bank fraud issue, you go ahead and that's serious too. It's all serious. Well, he has 300 years in prison, but a lot of it is motivated, as Alan Dershowitz and others have stated. Most of it, almost all of it, is not the crimes that he committed. He didn't kill anyone. He's a 68-year-old guy who made tens of millions of dollars. And in my last segment, you're talking about $9 billion. Well, $5.9 billion that Bill Clinton, $5.9 billion that Bill Clinton was personally supposed to manage, oversee, regarding Haiti. That was supposed to be within a month, a year to year and a half. Bill Clinton was supposed to ensure that $5.9 billion went to the people of Haiti. Go ahead and so put this right here. Make sure this computer doesn't run out of steam. But it's so Elizabeth Luker, thank you so very much. Janice Webb, thank you so very much. We have almost 700 people, 12 minutes in. So, bold like a leopard. I write for Hard Bastard. Ask him about our story. I will. So, he's a friend of mine. HB is awesome. There's please, I apologize. There's some construction around here, so you might hear jackhammers or saws or crazy things. But there's some construction going on. But anyway, the day after the meeting. So the day after the meeting hold on. So you don't really care about Manafort's bank fraud. So the judge here basically knows what's going on. The judge here knows what's going on. You really care about information Mr. Manafort can give you. So this is Time Magazine. Even Time Magazine, and that's you don't really, hold on, where is it? You don't really care about Mr. Manafort's bank fraud. You really care about what information Mr. Manafort can give you that would reflect on Mr. Trump. Gosh, these stupid ads. Don't care. You don't really care. I don't care about the ads. And Judge Ellis said, you don't really care about Mr. Manafort's bank fraud. You really care about what information Mr. Manafort can give you that would reflect on Mr. Trump or lead to his prosecution or impeachment or whatever. So there you go. There is no Russian involvement, by the way. It's a bunch of nonsense. It's a bunch of nonsense. 700 people. We got 15 minutes in. Let's get this to 1,000. Everyone share this link. Let's do this. Elizabeth Luker, thank you so very, very much. Janice Webb, thank you so much. So the judge knows. So I'll give you the Time Magazine article here. Here's the Time Magazine article. So the judge knows. Judge is not stupid. The judge knows. The other judge, though, was like, well, it's, you know what, it's okay. I guess you can just go ahead and do anything. You can do absolutely anything you want if you just, you know. There's another judge who was like very partisan, was like, yeah, you know what? But I would love to see the same standard of behavior leveled against Hillary. Let's just see if, you know, a Steele dossier is written about her or Bill Clinton getting peed on or pooped on this time. How about pooped on? Can we get a poop? Can we get a pooped on dossier? Surely we can pay someone in another country to write a pooped on dossier. And by the way, God bless him, whatever happens to Julian Assange, and God bless him, and I wish him to be safe, and I want him to be safe, and I believe I believe, although I do not want him to be arrested by the UK, but I believe ultimately he'll be vindicated in UK custody. He'll win his fight for freedom. But so I'm gonna retweet a beautifully written article by Caitlin Johnston, and all of the hate from Assange is leveled at him and fueled. 99% is fueled by Democrats. Tamara Friedman. I care about criminals, HRC and Obama. Throw in the Bush family. Oh, Bush, Sora, Podesta. Yeah, I know. I agree with you, Tamara, big time. Bush was the worst president we've ever had. Ever. 45 presidents. Bush is the worst. Absolute worst. And, oh, by the way, Max Boot and Bill Kristol and all the neoconservatives are now voting Democrat. So there you go. What Bush did to invade Iraq, Afghanistan, get us into counterinsurgency wars, open the door to Syria, to Yemen, to Libya. Of course, Obama and Clinton destroyed Libya. So Tamara Friedman, you brought up a great point. I would put HRC and Bush even before Obama, although Obama did commit crimes too. Obviously, the others as well. Obviously. Tamara Friedman, thank you. Elizabeth Luker. Hell, these morons only have made me drink more. Yes, Elizabeth. Hell, these morons have only made me drink more vodka in the last years than I normally would. DAs, they're only helping the Russian economy. Yes, Elizabeth Luker, 100%. 100%. Well, there's Russian Standard. There's Stolitsnaya. No, not Stol. I keep on. Stolitsnitsyn is the author. But there's a really good vodka. It's whatchamacallit. Why can't I? Grey Goose is good vodka. Grey Goose is good. And then there's Russian Standard is actually decent. Get good vodka, good Russian vodka. And then there's Russian Standard. That's pretty good, I'd say. There's like an Icelandic vodka. That's really good. It's very affordable too. I am not promoting alcohol on my channel. I'm saying that I've heard, not that I've tasted the alcohol myself. Rika is fantastic. I've heard. This is what's been told to me by others. Elizabeth Luker, you're 100% right. Being a Trump supporter now is like akin to being like listening to the Ramones or like the Clash or like the Dead Kennedys, or even though, well, the Dead Kennedys would not like Trump, but or like the Sex Pistols, or like punk music. People listen to punk music because sometimes just because they were told not to. You're told not to do something. I didn't. Thank God I learned like safety and responsibility of the Second Amendment. Firearms, safely and responsible, and it's just it's the joy now. It's an absolute joy going to the range, enjoying myself, relaxing. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Tamara Friedman, thank you so very much. Elizabeth Luker, you are 100% right. Thank you so very much. You're 100% right. When you are told not to do something, ladies and gentlemen, you want to do it even more. Even if you didn't even think of, I never thought, 3 years ago, I never thought I'd have like a firearms channel on YouTube. I joined the NRA and Gun Owners of America. I never thought the NRA would retweet one of my articles. The NRA retweeted my Daily Caller article explaining that I used to write gun control articles. The NRA retweeted my article, and Gun Owners of America retweeted a guns.com article about me and why I wrote the Daily Caller article. So, and you learn, if you're safe and responsible and you point the firearm downrange, you always view it to be loaded. Even if you see it's not loaded, you treat it as if it's loaded. You are always safe. Denise, you did. And you treat it as if it's loaded. You always abide by safety, and you always know, hey, this is like, if there's a jam or a malfunction, calm down, focus, go ahead. Alexander M. Gonzalez, Giuliani babbles incoherently. He's your worst source. Giuliani babbles, but I like him. Rasta Redneck. Thank you very much. There you go. Yeah, everybody has to drink. Just joking. No drinking. There's no drinking at all. I don't want anyone to drink. Only water. Alexander M. Gonzalez. I like Giuliani in that even if he babbles, I kind of like him because, thank you, Elizabeth. I know. And it feels so good. Elizabeth, it feels so good because every single day when I told you this, I told everybody this, every single day when I was on the left, every day, you suck, you're a loser, you're not a real leftist, you're a fake, you're phony, but I just wanted to bring our soldiers home. Shut up, you're an idiot, you're a sympathizer, you're an appeaser, you're a nationalist, you're an enabler, you're this, you're that euphemism. And no, I do not smoke weed, but I do believe that it should be legal throughout the country. So you have Manafort. Let me read you this. So the judge already stated, Judge T.S. Ellis already knows. He's like, you don't really care about Mr. Manafort's bank fraud. You don't really care about that. You really care about what information Mr. Manafort can give you that would reflect on Mr. Trump or lead to his prosecution or impeachment or whatever. They're not stupid. Or the judge is not stupid. The judge knows what's going on. You think the judge is like a MSNBC or CNN? You think the judge is like works for CNN or MSNBC? No. He knows what's going on. Everybody knows what's going on. This is why Democrats will ultimately fail and they'll lose. And I'll explain and I'll do a whole big shtick. Agent Pepsi 1, going back to work tomorrow, going to miss these chats. Summer's out. Students are coming. Oh, your teacher. Odd how judge did not throw out the Manafort case. Agent Pepsi 1, say hello to the students. And, I'll be doing late night chats as well. But Agent Pepsi 1, thank you. The judge could very well say that a lot of the evidence is not, Adam Turner, what happened to Rod Wheeler, has gone quiet. Well, that whole thing is a whole bag of worms. Let's just put it this way. Clinton lost. Those who would do anything for power, eventually, if you do anything for power, you're not going to get the power. That's the thing with power. If you wield it a certain way, see, Democrats don't wield power in the right way. They're like, Manafort. It's like, hey, what does that do with Trump? You have to Trump or Manafort. I don't care. Make his life miserable. Hurt him. Well, you're not hurting Trump. You're making Trump into a sympathetic figure, and you're making Manafort into a sympathetic. Only Democrats could make money launderers and people who commit bank fraud or tax evasion into like sympathetic figures. I like MMA. Oh, you're asking someone else. Okay. So that's like, I have like my buddies. They're like, yeah, did you see Manafort? I'm like, what does that have to do? Why are you trying to destroy the life of this guy? Because he wears $15,000 ostrich skin jackets. Are you jealous? You jealous? You want the ostrich skin? Is that the problem? Okay. And that's also something like, if you're Manafort, this is on a side note, don't wear the ostrich skin 15 grand jacket. Don't do that. Because then you know how they got Aldrich Ames? This is obviously we're changing courses right now. Aldrich Ames started making a lot of money at the FBI. No, at the CIA. And everyone was like, well, how is he doing this? How is he so how Aldrich Ames went ahead and just sent lavish gifts. His wife Rosario sent lavish gifts to a CIA official. It's the thing. It's like, don't go for the ostrich skin. Don't do it. Don't put, attention to yourself. His wife Rosario sent lavish gifts to a CIA official. Money. Wait, cash. What the heck? I'm trying to. Basically, he wanted to go ahead and this is a CIA, a traitor, a guy who sold secrets to the Soviets, and how much did they pay him? Aldrich Ames. Spy payoff now put at $2.5 million. So this is the Washington Post, 1994. Accused spies Aldrich and Rosario Ames were paid at least $2.5 million for selling government secrets to Moscow. $1 million more than the government originally asserted. So $2.5 million, 1994. What? $4 million, $5 million. But they started living a lavish lifestyle, and that tipped people off. This money, prosecutors wrote, has been stashed in foreign accounts throughout the world, many beyond reach. $540,000 house in 1994. That's like $2 million house now, or close to $1 million. Like, yeah, $1.5 million, $2 million, depending on where it is. Froze 13 bank accounts. That's the thing. You have a whole lot of bank accounts. That's a red flag. So Manafort had 30 bank accounts. You got 30 bank accounts. That's an issue. Don't do 30 bank accounts. Thank you, Tal. Thank you. Thank you, Tal Sarah. Thank you. So, okay, so those real Russian spies, okay, not the dumb like, oh my god, they hacked the DNC to let us know how utterly corrupt Hillary Clinton was. Wait, what? Yeah, that's the thing. They hacked. So let's go on. Finish the propaganda. Russia hacked the DNC to do what? Well, they were embarrassing emails. Why were they embarrassing? That's irrelevant. No. Finish the thought. They were embarrassing. Why? Oh, because they showed that Bernie Sanders was cheated by the Democrats who now hate Trump. So there you go. It all goes back to Hillary. She cheated Bernie. There you go. And so, so U.S. District Court, so getting back to the storage locker. So not only did T.S. Ellis say, yeah, I know what you're doing. You don't even want Manafort. You want to hurt Trump. You're hurting Manafort by trying to get him to compose. The guy knows he's getting pardoned by Trump. That's another hilarious thing. You don't think he knows he's going to get pardoned? That's stupid. He's not stupid, okay? Not stupid. He knows very well he's going to get pardoned. So he's just waiting this out. The first person he flipped on was Rick Gates. That's hilarious also, because Rick Gates is not even going to, if he goes against Manafort, he probably, well, I don't know if Trump has no reason to really, pardon Rick Gates. I don't know. That's an associate of Manafort's. U.S. District Court Judge T.S. Ellis III stood in the courtroom's elevated bench, looming over the proceedings in his black robe and regularly injecting questions he deemed more fitting than those of the attorneys. So this man is not going to... Adam Turner, can you give me a quick rundown? The rundown is the same. The rundown is basically there's nothing to really say other than very bizarre circumstances. Very bizarre circumstances. I guess I'll leave it at that, Adam. I'm not really going to comment too much. I have commented and I have discussed so much about all of this in times past. Just type in RT, H.A. Goodman, and that topic, and you'll get similar to that topic, and you'll get a very passionate appearance on RT, or passionate appearance on RT. Adam Turner, thank you. Elizabeth Luker, thank you so much. From here on to I don't need government in my business. Elizabeth, thank you so very much. My goodness, you're just wonderful. Thank you, Elizabeth. You've been too generous and too kind. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you for everything. Shalak Collins, what's up, H.A. Dems can never redeem themselves because of their sins. May they continue to be the vehicle of their demise. Yes. Long live hashtag Dem exit, hashtag walk away, hashtag run away, hashtag please get out of my face. Don't ever talk to me again, Democrat. Hashtag please, my God almighty, why did I ever, think the left was good? Hashtag I must run away quick. Hashtag I'm jumping in the sunroof of my car just to get away from you, Democrats. Shalak Collins. Everyone subscribe to Shalak Collins right now. Go to, when it says Shalak here, and go to the right, and you see 3 little dots down, and then you go to channel. 2,685. That needs to be 3,000. Shalak Collins, beautiful inside and outside. Shalak Collins is awesome. So go ahead. Hey, you have Pac-Man. That's pretty cool. And Shalak Collins is awesome because when she does her live streams or the uploads, you see weird science. I saw weird science in the theaters. You see Back to the Future. I saw Back to the Future in the theaters. You see Breakfast Club. Yes. I don't know if did I see, I'm pretty sure I saw Breakfast Club in the theaters, although I've seen Breakfast Club a million times. I love Breakfast Club. So I love the 80s. Shalala Collins, everyone subscribe right now. Thank you again, Shala. Thank you. Elizabeth Luker, thank you so very much as always. And I agree with what you said regarding the vodka. I agree with that, what you said. Adambomb 31458. Thank you. Wait, I missed a chat. Chelsea earned her $10 million apartment. Nothing to see, folks. Alexander M. Gonzalez, progressives are soldiers. We don't cry. Bernie 2020. Alexander M. Gonzalez, I respect you. I respect you. I'm no longer Bernie 2020. I'm Trump 2020, but I respect you. And I can only tell you that the Democrats are vile and insidious, and they will cheat, and they will hurt and cheat and do anything possible to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Nina Turner, Tulsi Gabbard, Bernie. They will do anything possible. The biggest threat is, Ocasio-Cortez, Bernie to them. They don't think Trump is the threat. That whole thing, the resist thing, it's like a joke. TDS is incurable. And like Shala says, they are going to be the vehicle of their own demise. They're being crushed by the weight of their own corruption. It's a beautiful sight to see, actually. So U.S. District Court Judge T.S. Ellis III stood at the courtroom. Okay, so after Pfeiffer was on the stand for 20 minutes, Ellis recessed the hearing to allow defense lawyers time to consult a binder they had just received from the prosecutors of statements about an April 2017 meeting. The precise content of the inch or two documents were unclear, but the internal dissent at the Justice Department about them. But there was internal dissent. Wow. At the Justice Department about the meeting. Yeah, of course. You think they had that meeting with Hillary? No. Suddenly, there was a separation between journalists and corrupt officials. Senior Department Public Affairs officials indicated they did not attend the sessions and, in potential breach of protocol, were unaware of it until after the fact. That's hilarious. Pressed by the judge on what could be done if it was improper leak, Downing said, well, one remedy is dismissal. He goes, no, I'm not going to do that. As the judge asked again what else could be done, will you listen to what I'm trying to tell you? Ellis snapped at Downing. The judge eventually said he'd consider a motion to change the venue for the trial, perhaps Richmond or Roanoke. Okay, so Ellis did rule. So Ellis did not rule Friday on the defense motion to suppress evidence. However, from the locker or that taken from the Manafort's Alexandria condo, another defense attorney, Manafort was not. So it's still part of the case in that you have a situation where all of this is done only to hurt Trump, and the judge has already stated that. So that has to factor into he's not going to get the 300 years. Annabomb 31458. Why did Russian people revolt in 1917? They discovered that the Tsar and the Tsar and the Tsar were the same person. Annabomb 31458. Thank you. Walter Howard. What's up, my tattooed Hebrew and fam? I finally got a notification to join in. Nothing much to add beyond we need more to walk away. Hashtag walk away. Walter Howard, you're 100% right. I agree with you. I'm talking hashtag walk away. I'm talking hashtag run the you-know-what away. Becky Pamplin. Hey, I subscribed to Shalal last week at your urging. Love her. Becky, thank you so very much. Everyone listen to Becky. And listen to HH, subscribe right now to Shala Collins. and she's very honored she's watching. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Walter Howard. Thank you so very much, Walter Howard. Thank you so very much. So that's also an interesting thing. So the judge is like, oh, well, if the defense, okay, so the interesting thing also is that they kept on talking about, and I know this, like, you might think like this is a joke. Why do you bring up the $15,000 ostrich skin? Because they're trying to make him into Satan, and like, you know, but it's like, it's not really. L.com, Paul Manafort, and L.com, the readers were like, interesting, very nice. Paul Manafort has a $15,000 ostrich skin jacket, according to prosecution. So the $15,000 ostrich jacket is the talk of the trial. That is not, again, they even stink at being corrupt. They even stink to being corrupt. Paul Manafort's purported $15,000 jacket is the talk of the trial. Forbes. So again, you're once again. Gosh, the guy does have nice suits. He's got nice suits. I got to tell you. One day I'm going to get some nice tailored suits. One day. He has nice suits. I got to give him that. Who would spend $15,000 on an ostrich skin jacket? If you believe U.S. Attorney Uzo Assange, Paul Manafort would. The high-priced fashion item was cited today on the first day of the trial of the lobbyist and former President Donald Trump campaign manager. Manafort has been charged with 18 counts of bank fraud and tax fraud. He's being charged in Alexandria, Virginia. Assange made the assertion in court in an effort to shed light on Manafort's income and seemingly extravagant spending habits. But you're not really making, this isn't like the Manson trial. You know, this isn't like, you're not making him into like the Night Stalker, Charles Manson, you know, Bernie Madoff. You're not really like, I mean, I guess it's, I mean, you could say the fur or the whatever, the ostrich fur, feathers, skin is not good. You know, it's unethical, but I don't like, it's hard to like, you still like, it's not like baby seals, like, you know. I mean, who doesn't have who doesn't have a 15 grand ostrich skin jacket? The most peculiar new detail offered on the Manafort spending, explaining how the lobbyist spent so much on menswear. What? This is the monster of our age? This is the monster. This is the you know, the satanic, you know, devil, the Human Rights Tribunal. Why don't you just send them to The Hague? Why don't you just go ahead and send them to The Hague? Yes. Stock jockey, yes. Carlos Danger has a $100,000 ostrich shoe. Liam Schick. Yes. $100,000, just the whole thing ostrich. Actually, it's like the whole ostrich thing, like, you know, just 15,000. This is, they even suck at trying to. Oh wow. So he spent 15 grand on an expensive ostrich skin jacket. Big deal. So what? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Ostrich leather is one of several exotic leathers that are used to make everything from jackets to wallets. Ostrich leather is distinctive for its bump pattern texture, the result of vacant quill follicles. Oh. In other words, the bumps are where the this is beautifully written, but in other words, the bumps are where the ostrich feathers since plucked used to be. On a man, you might see a tan ostrich leather jacket or a pair of cowboy boots. I'm down with cowboy boots, although I've never really had any. One day I will. You see me with a cowboy hat. Howdy, y'all. On a woman, you might see ostrich feather dress. Never seen that before. Like the one worn by Ginger Rogers in Top Hat. Padma Lakshmi has been known to carry an Hermes ostrich leather Birkin handbag. One like Padma's might cost you $16,000. What the heck? Oh my God. A handbag for $16,000? A $16,000 handbag? What is this? He should have gone for the handbag. Can I tell you, if he wore the handbag, like their brains would short circuit. $16,000 handbag, $15,000 jacket's bad enough. You can't even tell the difference, too. Not that I'm into handbags, but you can't even tell the difference. Although a buddy of mine from high school is a very successful handbag designer. He is an extremely successful handbag designer, and he makes only the best, most, wonderful handbags women love. He even makes male handbags too. What is the male purse called? What is the Merce? No, I don't know. Hermes, 16 grand. Jeez. It just looks like a regular handbag. Like, it doesn't look that different from Target. I don't know. That's hilarious. Kate Clevenger. Yes, that's why I love this channel. That's true, and I agree with you, Adam Turner. I agree with you. I do agree with you. Thank you, Adam Turner. I do agree with you. Kate Clevenger wins the internet. Yes, I love this. John Grist. You know what? He could probably make like a pretty awesome, like something to hold all of my ammunition. Could you imagine? Nobody would care. They'd be like, oh, that's cool. The man purse. So, I don't know. So he has the $15,000 ostrich jacket. I think that's overkill, if you ask me. I don't care if you're, honestly, like, I don't care if you're Bill Gates. I don't care if you're a billionaire. I don't care if you're a billionaire. 15 grand for any piece of clothing it's too much. Even if you had the most amazing suit that was tailored, I mean, 3 or 4 grand would be too much. I mean, even 5 grand, fine. I guess if you really, really, the most amazing suit ever, it's like tailored. I'm sure their place 5 grand would be a good price. But still, like, I mean, you could get a tailored suit for what, like less than $1,000 at any tailor in LA. Good tailor, much less than 1,000. I don't know. Whatever. Eric H526. Hello, Hal, and everyone. Love you all. I'll be doing a late night gaming live stream of South Park. Thank you for sharing the video earlier, Hal. Also, DMs. Yes. Okay, let me check. Everyone, if you're into gaming, check Eric H526's Bruce Tamazuski, 70s Pimp Manafort. Loud Citizen just walked in. How are the chickens? Hi, HA. Yes, Loud Citizen. The chickens are great. Actually, they're being used for Manafort socks or whatever. What is he using? Why would he use chicken fur leather for Manafort was a big fan of shopping of House of Bijan. No way. Awesome. Also on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. When I called the store, a woman asked me to submit my question in an email. That's so awesome. That's so awesome. If you're looking for your own ostrich leather jacket, they can be found online at price range points. Our most expensive ostrich leather jacket on eBay comes in a bomber style with a mink collar for only $25,999. Yes. Again, why are you? Why? How much do Air Jordans cost? They don't cost $150. How much do they cost? When I was growing up, like Air Jordans would be like even 75 or 100. How much do they cost? More than 150? I don't know. It's been a long time since I cared about basketball shoes. $12,000 Armani jacket. Yep. This is really interesting. The worst thing they have is that he wears like an ostrich. $600? Air Jordan. Wait. How? I must be really old because I must be. I'm from the '80s, so and early '90s. So how much are Air Jordans? Please don't tell me $600. Oh, it says here, 185. $200. Okay. Oh, sorry. The 250 and 550 apparent. What? That's craziness. I could kind of understand, if you have a young guy and he's like, "Oh, look, I want to buy these Jordans," and mom, dad, the 250. I don't know. It's not good. It's not good, but it's like that's way too much. 250 is way too much. But 500, 550 for shoes for like you're going to play basketball. What are you going? You're not going to play basketball. Space Ghost 1. My cardiologist said I can only have 2 eggs a day, so I use ostrich eggs for my omelet with a half pound of cheddar. Are ostrich eggs good? I heard they're very good. So you're not playing any basketball with $500 Jordans. So that's for sure. At 5, pretty much. I mean, at a certain point, it's a liability to wear anything that's like 1,000, 15,000. Like, what if he's wearing his ostrich, and like he's at like In-N-Out and they spill like a milkshake on him? there goes 15 grand. I mean, like, how do you? What do? You get it dry cleaned? Probably a group of people that you hire to just be like, "Hey, I'm sorry. Let me clean your ostrich skin." Papa D. I'll get the cheap CO2 Jordans. What are the CO2 Jordans? Ooh, Kyrie Irving has shoes? See, I don't know. I can imagine. I would pay that. Kyrie Irving's a great player, so. Oh, I totally am. Oh, no, Tommy Spence. I'm totally seeing the world like an older person because as I'm getting older, I'm like, this is craziness. Space Ghost 1. Half pound of cheddar. That's right. That's right. Get some LeVar balls. Yes. Yes. So, okay, so they're now after Manafort. So Manafort suit. I just want to see how much a suit costs. That's ridiculous. 500 grand on a suit. So just in terms of the pricing alone of his clothing, now I'm actually now I'm getting a tiny bit angry. But again, this is not like, he's not Charles Manson. Where in Beverly Hills did Paul Manafort spend $500,000 for a suit? Are you $500,000? Well, he spent, but that doesn't make any sense. He spent $1,369,000 on clothes the past decade. So Paul Manafort spent $1,369,000 on clothes. He purchased $520,400 worth of clothes from a Beverly Hills business identified only as Vendor H. That's nice. That's just Vendor H is. Oh no! Now it says 4 years, 1,369,000. He's Charles Manson. He must pay for his crimes. Yeah, $5,000 for a suit. No thanks. That's craziness. That's craziness. That's insane. 1.3 million. So he spent 1.3 million on clothes in 4 years. Let me see. Merced Kelly, thank you. I would like to see that. Aaron Monte says Benny's retracting part of the leak claim on Twitter. I would like to see that. Thank you, Merced Kelly. Thank you, Merced Kelly. So let me see that. That would be interesting. Interesting. Okay. What is this stupid thing? All right. So okay, so this is Computer Weekly. False evidence, even if so if the claim is that it wasn't downloaded, then we still have yet to see the some former intelligence officials from the group called Veteran Intelligence Professionals for Sanity backed up the claim. A group, including William Binney, a former technical director at the United States, at the NSA, and former official Ray McGovern, were persuaded without checking the file data to say the hacking was the work of insiders. Okay. They didn't say the hacking was the work of insiders. They said the hacking was very likely the work of insiders. See, nobody knows anything, even the NSA, that's moderately confident. According to former NSA technical manager Tom Drake, Ray's determination to publish claims he wanted to believe without checking facts and just discarding. I love Ray McGovern, by the way. He didn't want to hear exactly reproduce the Iraq War intelligence failures. VIP group was formed to oppose. I disagree with that, but the VIP's endorsement was repeated by. See again, the from left-wing publication, but that doesn't debunk anything. What is that? What are they saying now? That CrowdStrike is the end-all be-all? The ploy succeeded to make it to the White House. Binney was invited on Fox News. Okay. Binney said he told the CIA chiefs that, but that's the problem. How on earth are you supposed to have any information on it? So apparently he got flawed information. So we're supposed to rely on CrowdStrike? I don't understand the mentality. Nobody has seen the servers, so we have to go through, sometimes there's flawed data, so he made a mistake. Binney said he told the CIA chief that he had no fresh information, but he said he knew where to look in the surveillance databases. As a top former NSA insider, Binney was correct, but not the way he's expected. NSA's top secret data disclosed the DOJ indictment lifted the lid on what the Russians did and how they did it. Yeah, how? A month after visiting CIA headquarters, Binney came to Britain. After re-examining the data in Guccifer 2.0 files thoroughly, the author of this article, Binney changed his mind. He said there was no evidence to prove the download. Okay, fine. The Guccifer 2, first of all, Guccifer 2.0 is very likely a false fabricated, not Russian entity, or, the Guccifer 2.0 files analyzed by Leonard G2 Space were manipulated, he said, in a fabrication. Yeah, so that does not prove that how Russia attacked. We don't even know this. The GRU used multiple units to conduct large-scale cyber operations. How? According to the U.S. hacking indictment. So what? How? With Buff Bernie coloring books? How? How? I just want to know how. Merced Cali. So thank you, Merced Cali. Rick Bartlett, we love you, HA. Hurrah for the Ninth Circuit carry. Yes. Rick Bartlett, yes. That is going to chop down, just chop all the laws, especially in places like California and other places where they're like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, it's in the Constitution. So, if you're a law-abiding citizen, you should be able to. The Second Amendment is not actually. Antonin Scalia basically read the Second Amendment in the way it should be read. Shall not be infringed. The right to bear arms shall not be infringed. Not you have the right. The right exists. It shall not be infringed. Not you have the right to bear arms. Oh, we'll give you the right to bear arms. No. It's like almost ordained by a higher power. The right to bear arms shall not be infringed. The assumption already is that the right exists. Rick Bartlett, thank you so much. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Rick Bartlett. Thank you. Joseph Arbuckle. Manson showed up with a swastika on his forehead, so this ostrich... Exactly. So this ostrich suit is nothing. Exactly. Loud Citizen. H. Harrods. H&M. Helmut Lang. Hubert de Gavinci. Thank you, Loud Citizen. Thank you. So, okay, how Russia attacked, and then you list the indictment. That's not evidence of anything. Security experts have been stunned by the depth and the detail of U.S. intelligence information. There is no depth and detail. What depth and detail? You would have to then believe that Russia knew Bernie would be cheated. Some of the detail could likely have. The NSA is moderately confident. The ODNI and DHS reports come with warranty disclaimers. I have read the warranty disclaimers. They say high confidence could be wrong, based on facts that could be wrong, or based on the assumption it's not fact. Sorry. And the evidence is ongoing. They have no clue. Nothing is certain. And they didn't even see the servers. And then they relied on the conflict of interest. Would you allow Trump to have Trump Strike look at the RNC servers? Of course not. Of course not. Nobody would. Some of the detail could likely have come. Okay, so the main Russian attack began in March 2016. Large-scale phishing attack is not like this amazing that acquired the email account of members Hillary Clinton's campaign. Okay, so they knew that they would be so corrupt. It says right there, Obama knew. So, okay, so they attacked, they hacked with the knowledge that The Democrats were so corrupt. How about fixing the corruption? 3 days before the start of the Democratic National Convention on July 22nd, 2016, WikiLeaks published the first, Gucci for 2.0 claim. So nobody has ever been able to state with any evidence. In fact, the intelligence community has no idea how WikiLeaks obtained the information. Gucci for 2.0. Who is Gucci for 2.0? Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 33,000 emails that are missing. What's the problem? She deleted emails about yoga. If you listen to So now they're trying to disparage. Okay. A bucket of conspiracy theories. Yeah, like the NSA's moderately confident assessment based on the belief that we should trust CrowdStrike. But this is not, it's not a forensic fraud, with all due respect, if you don't have access to the information. So yes, if indeed Binney was wrong, he was wrong. That does not mean that Russia hacked. Simply because William Binney was wrong on the downloads, on it being being downloaded, doesn't mean that there's evidence that it was hacked. We do not have any evidence it was hacked. Rick Bartlett, thank you. Yes. God bless the Second Amendment. Absolutely. And it's just awesome. Like, it's a catharsis to just relax and focus. Try to focus. Very difficult. And safety. Always treat, if you're safe, if you're 100% safe, you never have to worry. I mean, you have to worry, but you can be concerned, not worry, but you'll be okay. You'll always be okay. You'll always be okay if you're 100% safe. That's, privately, Binney says his colleague Ray McGovern, who has also published the Forensic Data Theories, accepts that there is no evidence the files were really copied. Okay, Ray no longer argues that point, except to call it an alleged location. So that's fine. So the files, so then they say the files were not copied. So what? Oh, so this guy went after the forensicator. Okay. But again, even if that were true, even if we're true that Adam Carr, the forensicator, was not right, even if it were true that William Binney and Ray McGovern used flawed information, and that's with all due respect to the Computer World, Computer Weekly author. Okay, even if it were true, that does not mean that there is evidence. To simply say that William Binney or Ray McGovern were about a certain theory does not mean so. But again, it's not disinformation. One cannot say. Again, this is with all due respect to Computer Weekly and the author. It is not logical to say that we have evidence that Russia hacked the DNC because we found out that it wasn't downloaded. There is no evidence, even if that were true. That does not mean something else must be true. That's just basic logic. Elizabeth Luker, let's not feed into the craziness of his clothes like the libs want us to. Gotta be other juicy news today. Yes, I agree. I didn't see that. Elizabeth Luker, I didn't see that, so I'm sorry I got that late. Okay, so Okay, you want some juicy news? Al Franken's running again. Huh? 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 How many people are happy? Al Franken, I haven't ruled out running for office again. Please, God, make this happen. Please, 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 please. I miss being a senator, and we miss you trying to become a senator and losing it for Democrats. Eventually losing it for. I miss being a senator. I haven't ruled out running for office. You should run for office. The Senate, Republicans are already going to get more of the Senate. You should actually definitely run. You should definitely run for the Senate. Definitely. You have to. You have to do that. Former Minnesota Senator Al Franken said in an interview that he misses his former job and he's considering return to public service. Good, do it. Hashtag me too. Do it. You only, thrust your, basically imposed forced a kiss or kisses on a woman who did not want you to do so. But, that's the Democrats for you. So. Even if to say that something didn't happen doesn't mean something else happened. So one cannot say, aha, William Binney was wrong about one theory. Therefore, Jim Acosta, Bruce Tomaszewski. So like the best is when Jim Acosta's like, the Trump won't talk to me. Everyone's like, yeah, so what? So what? And loud citizen Franken misses being senator equals he's broke, pretty much. Or just he realizes, I mean, he's one of the guys who went ahead and started the whole Russian hacking, the whole, they did a number on Sessions, that's for sure. All I can tell you is they did do a number on Sessions. They did do a number on Sessions. So, Sessions should never have recused himself, but he did. He recused himself. There you go. And let's go ahead and see. So Trump actually spoke this evening. Frank, love your late night super chats and YouTube channel, and I believe you are one of the most underrated independent journalists around. You have fun with your followers. P.S. Give it 6 months to see results. Hashtag Hair Max. Yes. Well, it's not working. It's not working. I don't know why. I'm not only a member, I'm the president of bald people. Bald shaved heads. Yes, I like that. Thank you, Frank, as always. Thank you, Frank. I'll never forget, Frank, when you said that you had eaten like 16 hot dogs and like 10 beers, something like that. 6. So Trump. Presidential explosive speech at Tampa. Yeah. Hopefully he just unloads on the Clinton emails. Let's do this.
Just last week, it was announced that the U.S. economy grew at 4.1%.
Impeach! That's what the Democrats are saying. 4.1% growth. They're like, impeach! Impeach! Impeach!
It was a number that everybody said was not reachable, and I would never want to say it during the campaign, even though I believed it. I believed it because they would not have given us the break. Fake news, fake news.
This is the thing that people don't get about Trump. This is the thing they don't get about Trump, okay? They don't get that he's just hilarious.
They are fake.
The analysis is fake. That's the thing.
And I have to say, our First Lady is home watching. Look at all those cameras right there. She's home watching. And everybody loves Melania. They love Melania. She's doing a fantastic job. Just last week, it was announced that the U.S. economy grew at 4.1% last quarter. It was a number that everybody said was not reachable, and I would never want to say it during the campaign, even though I believed it. I believed it because they would not have given us the break. Fake news, fake news.
Ha! And everyone's smiling. Everyone's smiling. Everyone's laughing because they're so sanctimonious. Like, wait, I gotta see Ron DeSantis ad. I didn't see. Is it actually Ron DeSantis' ad?
Remember I said, what do you have to lose? Right? What do I, okay? Have targeted China, had others, remember this, have targeted our farmers. Not good, not nice. And you know what our farmers are saying?
Not nice.
It's okay.
See, it's just even like a little like not nice. Omar Pena, check out Vicious Dogs North Hollywood. Oh, yeah. Vicious. I think I've been there before. I've been there before. It was bratwurst, not hot dogs. Frank, thank you. Wait, how many again? I think you said 6. So that's good. Yeah. That's how I spend. The Dems crap themselves often for a lot of things.
We can take it. These are incredible people. We can take it. You know why? They target our farmers because they know it's one of our great strengths. It's us. It's not me. It's us all together. They know it's one of our great strengths.
So, like Bill Maher's like, the biggest con job. He's not for the little man. Yeah, and then the Democrats actually cheat Bernie, who at one point stood only for the little guy. And they cheated him, got him to accept the cheating, and then also now campaign for Democrats. And so they cheated him. Illegal fraud, stole $200 million from his supporters. And oh, by the way, yeah, Trump's the big con. But you know what? At least he brings up manufacturing workers, coal workers, farmers, steel workers. At least he mentions them. At least he talks about them. At least he imposes tariffs to protect dairy farmers, to protect steel workers, to get steel mills running again. Oh, but what about this one? Yeah, what about? Okay, it's not perfect, but again, he's addressing it. He's addressing the issue. Well, it's not the way it's supposed to be. Okay, yeah, fine. But don't say that Democrats are so much better, because they're not. They don't even address they don't even care about these issues. They don't even care about steelworkers. When's the last time President Obama, or when did Hillary Clinton ever talk about steelworkers? Never. Or farmers. It was always, Hillary always had an air of, oh, well, listen to me, because I've been around so long. Well, I have below, I have a Patreon, and I also have the super chat here, if you'd like. Loma, Loud Citizen, Franken, huh? I didn't even know what that. Maybe a restaurant. I'm hoping, not just a restaurant.
We want every farm state. You got to see that middle of that map. Wasn't even the middle. It was about everything but a little corners of each side. But you have to see that is all red. Republican red. Beautiful Republican red.
They don't get it. They have no sense of humor. They think Seth Meyers funny. Seth Meyers is not funny. Seth Meyers is not funny at all. He's like a young Tales from the Crypt looking guy. Papa D. CIA has an on-off ban on kangaroo skin cleats. Dress shoes, it says best darn shoe leather. Really? I didn't know that. Caribou fur is the best cold weather outerwear, all natural. Papa D. Thank you. Well, caribou, I can imagine, is probably the most, for cold weather, yeah. David Masker, please check out our Patriots 24/7 live soapbox. You need to get on there and be a contributor by talking in there. They would love to have you. It would be amazing. Patriots 24/7. I don't know. Oh, is there a YouTube? Is that a YouTube channel? Patriots 27. You need to get on there and be a contributor by talking. If you let me know the YouTube channel, I'd like to make that happen. Let me know the YouTube channel, David Masker. If you could just put it on the live chat. If there's a YouTube channel, I'd like to know about Elizabeth Luker. U.S. Steel opening 6 new plants. Yes. And Nuker doing $200 million in expansion in Florida. Let me go ahead. U.S. Steel. We're going to hire 800 jobs. President announces major U.S. steel expansion. No, the Washington Post, that isn't happening. And then it says the U.S. Steel is not opening any new plants. So apparently they're not, but they're adding jobs. But, okay, so. I'm trying to find, because there was a whole bunch of. There was a whole bunch of steel CEOs, Elizabeth Luker, who were talking about. There was a whole bunch of steel CEOs. Hold on one second. Who were talking about now increasing capacity. So I can't find the. Some steel and aluminum makers are trying to restart plant operations. Well, hold on one second. Every single sky's falling article, and I got to get to it's like. So there's some great steel CEO, tariff good. So there's a lot of steel CEOs. If you listen to steel CEOs, so Elizabeth Luker, thank you. This is really important. So, oh God, why is it impossible to find? Anytime I want to find something, it's impossible. God Almighty! There was such a good. Okay, here. Former Nucor CEO. So, okay, so let's go ahead.
I believe is all for it. We welcome in the former Nucor Corporation CEO, Dan D'Amico. Good to see you, sir. Thank you very much for coming on.
Donald.
I'm sure you had a chance to hear the president's rationale, if not just moments ago, then throughout the week. I guess my first question for you would be, big picture basis. As I said, a lot of people have come in and told us, business executives, even members of Congress, what have you, Republicans, Democrats, that this is not a great idea for everybody. We know how it might help a steel company, but it's not a good idea for the country. Why is it a good idea for everybody?
So, again, this former Nucor CEO, just one of the many steel CEOs who were like, yes, this is going to save the industry. This is going to save the industry. Okay? Deputy dog. So here's the CEO. So Elizabeth Luker, you got me motivated to do this. So here's the steel CEO saying, yeah, the tariffs are good.
Not just your old company.
Well, it's a good idea for everybody because it's an issue of national defense, national security going forward. There is no country in the world who has any significant military might and strong national defense that doesn't have a healthy steel industry. If you don't believe me, just ask the Chinese, who 15 years ago decided that it was so important that they needed to make it strategic industry. Hence, they did all of the things that they needed to do to make sure that industry grew. Unfortunately, in a non-market economy, it grew to be over 1 billion tons of new capacity, and the entire demand in the world is about 1.6 billion tons. So,
can you explain the industry a little bit for me? Because I mean, we're all kind of catching up to something you've been doing for years. And one of the things I read this week was like, hey, we make something with 70-some-odd% of our steel already here in the United States, even though we'd like that to go up. You know, if push came to shove and we were in a military situation of war, dealing with a war, that would be, you know, we could ramp it up here. In other words, it's not a national security issue. Why is that wrong?
Well, it's so terribly wrong because you can't ramp up something you don't have.
So he's going to explain. So this is Mr. D'Amico, former Nucor CEO. He's going to explain why people are like, well, you just go ahead and ramp it up. It's not national security. We can ramp it up. No problem. It takes time to go ahead and create the factories and the steel mills needed. But he'll obviously say it better than me.
Since 2008, the return on invested capital for the steel industry has been close to negative. Okay, negative. In order for a capital-intensive industry like steel, and the Chinese get this, right, and so do everybody else in the world, in order for a capital-intensive industry like steel to be able to survive and be there for when you need it, you need to be able to earn in excess of your cost of capital, not just a little bit, but a factor of 2 or more in excess of your cost of capital. And the industry, even the biggest, most important,
So, okay, Elizabeth. So he said, okay, then I believe you. I was just trying to find a link. Elizabeth Luker, thank you. Wouldn't lie to you, brother. Out of Trump's mouth tonight in Tampa. YouTube Trump speech on steel. Maybe. Okay, so hold on. Let me try to see YouTube. Trump speech, Tampa Steel. That's not up yet.
Profit.
I believe you. Elizabeth, thank you so very much. Thank you, Elizabeth. No, but the steel tariffs were good for national security. So there are other. This is really important too. So they don't like it's like no, they don't ask steel CEOs. Yeah, and cars aren't twice the price. Century Aluminum.
Let's suppose that you're right.
Century Aluminum's tariffs will impact us positively. So this is actually pretty cool. Listen to this.
He attended the White House meeting yesterday where President Trump announced these tariffs. Mike, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Maria. Great to be here.
The impact on your company as a result of these tariffs.
Yeah, we've had to close, Maria, a good portion of our U.S. production over the last couple of years as this illegal state-subsidized production has wound its way to the U.S. So we're immediately going to go and reopen the shut production at our plant in Hawesville, Kentucky. That's the plant that makes the military-grade aluminum, amongst other products.
Military-grade aluminum. Can't just go ahead and buy that from China, that easily, or if at all. So, again, that's important. That's important. That's important. And so check it out. This is a Century Aluminum CEO, not just steel aluminum.
Hire back a couple hundred folks. We think we're one of the group that's going to be doing this. A couple of our peers in the industry will be doing the same. I'm going to invest $100 million in some new technology in that plant. So
investing $100 million, hiring hundreds of people. Pretty good. Have we heard of people going out of business? No. Tariffs are not going to double the price of cars, or I think it was like, 3 cents for a pack of beer? If you want to drink beer, you're going to pay 25 cents more. There are not a lot of guys who are going to be like, what is this, 5 cents more? No. Out of principle. No.
So as far as we're concerned, as you might suspect, we think this action is a long time in coming, as we've seen the activity here by these state-supported actors over the last decade plus just absolutely plunder this industry.
Are you expecting retaliation from international companies?
Maria, I don't know. We're not trade experts. We're aluminum folks. We know how to run aluminum plants, and we're looking forward to running more of them.
Michael, you mentioned that plant in Kentucky, and it from my notes, it's showing it's at 40% capacity right now. Are you going to take it to 100% capacity, and is there the demand for that?
Yes, right away, 100% capacity.
Nice.
As soon as the president signs that order. And B, remember the answer.
So they're already went from 40 to 100% capacity. Century Aluminum CEO. So, where is this horrible, obviously the Ford CEO doesn't like it. Obviously Ford's not going to like it. They want the cheapest steel that they can get, or aluminum or whatever. I mean, the beer companies, they want, but you have to have a domestic industry regarding these. The steel and aluminum industry has been decimated, absolutely decimated. And it's not from fair trade. China's threat to steel in Europe. Let's just check it out here.
So I just created this.
So hold on one second. Okay. So this is just here. So let's just go ahead. This is what happens when China, for example, dumps steel.
The plant in Lower Saxony is operating at full capacity. But despite order books full to bursting, the company barely makes a profit. It's been that way for years. Salzgitter executives think China bears a large part of the blame for dumping its excess steel production at rock-bottom prices in Europe. The company's
So that they're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to just go ahead and just dump and produce excess steel to the point where it destroys steel, the profits of steel companies in other countries.
management and unions are both calling for import barriers and tariffs.
So even European unions, not the European Union, but unions within Europe, were calling for tariffs. Like this is not right. This is an unfair trade practice. This is against trade practices. It is against a trade practice. That's so funny. Yeah, but there's an issue also here. Hold on one second. So anti-dumping, World Trade Organization, concerns about a range of anti-dumping actions. So these are against and there are anti-dumping laws. Dumping. WTO follows another unusual step to initiate a trade case against China. The first time the United States had started an anti-dumping investigation. New York Times. U.S. joins Europe in fighting China's future in the WTO. So they can't do certain things. These are agreed upon. The World Trade Organization agrees upon practices. So China challenges U.S. EU over WTO anti-dumping duties. So the World Trade Organization already. U.S. EU are reluctant to change how they calculate punitive tariffs, arguing that China isn't a market economy. So China goes ahead and they have the government, it's not the market there. The government says, you know what, let's go ahead and produce this amount to hurt other manufacturers of steel. And so there are already anti-dumping duties or tariffs. So the World Trade Organization and other organizations already have, rules against this. So it's not like just crazy Trump. U.S. proposes anti-dumping duties on Chinese aluminum foil. U.S. formally opposes China's market economy status at WTO. Well, it's not a market economy, so what's the problem? EU wins WTO dispute on Chinese anti-dumping duties. So the European Union won a case. They're like, you're destroying our industry. This free trade stuff stinks when you don't play by the rules. Here it is. EU wins a WTO dispute on Chinese anti-dumping duties. They made a big duty on the anti-dumping duties. In its report today, a WTO panel in charge of a dispute opposing the EU, Japan, and China declared the Chinese anti-dumping duties on stainless steel tubes illegal, imposed by China, illegal in the light of the organization's rules. Wait. Oh. Wait, so this is China's, like, you can't dump here. We're going to dump over there. That's funny. In international trade, we all play by the rules. So they were imposing tariffs. So China was imposing tariffs, in this case, on the EU. That's hilarious. So everyone's imposing tariffs. It's not just Trump. It's China also. And they're also engaging in the dumping of steel. Illicit trade practice, dumping. Price dumping is a term used to describe a tactic used to severely damage competitors in effort to force them out of the market or business. It is done by lowering your prices of products so that others cannot hope to compete. These trade organizations have rules against this. Editorial, New York Times. Oh, sorry, no, not. Sorry, this is NWI. U.S. must counter illegal steel dumping. All right, anyway, I'm going on forever and ever on this point. Frank, H.A. Goodman, do you agree there's been a deep state cabal full of secret societies of elite global Luciferians planning to take over the world? But Trump, his alliance powers, and U.S. getting in the way to save humanity globally. Frank, here's my honest opinion. I don't believe that there are secret societies that are running things. I do believe that power is wielded by gigantic bureaucracies and by individuals and by businesses in ways that are pretty overt. Not really. One thing, it's interesting, Noam Chomsky talked about the way, like, corruption is overt. So a lot of I don't believe in the secret societies because the corruption is overt. Because James Comey's like, nah, she didn't mean to do it. Ah! And the defense, what is it like? What part of the Pentagon's budget is Lockheed Martin? I think like Lockheed. I used to believe that DNC had a fair primary. Well, that's true. That's true. But like, for example, that's true, but that doesn't necessarily mean also that secret societies rule the world. Just because there is, like, this is the thing. Just because one conspiracy exists, another conspiracy might not exist. That doesn't mean all conspiracies exist. So I doubt that JFK was killed by just Lee Harvey Oswald and that's it. That doesn't mean I agree with everything that is claimed or, every claim made. So I don't believe that there are secret societies ruling things. I believe that there are people I don't think these people have allegiance to each other. I think that people who, one thing about, for example, the United States of America is you could have old money, you can have new money, you have tech money, you can have oil money, you can have a whole bunch of different industry tycoons. Some industries, just 5 years ago, you have people who were not millionaires who are now mega millionaires. Things happen really quickly. And once, like, you have a guy like Jeff Bezos, for example. Well, when Amazon was first started, there's no way. I mean, people were wondering if it would even survive. Now, what is Bezos has this cloud? He wants to go ahead and have this cloud thing with CIA. Amazon is launching a secret cloud for CIA. So I think that people wield power. There could be secret societies, but I mean, that's fine. I don't know if they run things, though. That's my point. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying they don't run things. I don't know if, like, for example, Jeff Bezos immediately became part of a secret society, and then decided to go with the CIA. No, he gets really wealthy, mega wealthy, and then he goes ahead and develops the contacts needed to say, hey, CIA, it's taxpayer money. What better, how many, billions of dollars from taxpayer money could we go ahead and pump into Amazon to help the CIA out, quote unquote, help the CIA out. So, but anyway, like, for example, the whole Clinton Foundation thing, I don't think that's just a giant networking money laundering scheme. And they profited what? The whole thing, people, they're like, oh, well, he didn't steal the 5.9 billion. Bill Clinton didn't steal the money. No, but if he raised the money, and if he is in charge of distributing the money, he knows who gave. He can then go ahead and hit up those people for more money. No, I'm not playing devil's advocate. I'm not pandering at all. I'm saying that who cares if Harvard and Yale have secret societies? I mean, who cares? That doesn't mean that they stole 10 billion from Haiti. The Clintons did. Or that they have access to. I mean, it is true that very wealthy people oftentimes grow up with each other and have access to enormous amounts of money. It is true that a lot of the super wealthy or super powerful people, a lot of it could be generational. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that at all. I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying now. What? Wow. So one of my articles was right. Yes. You want to see my Daily Caller article? Federal prosecutor said to be investigating Tony Podesta. Report: Mueller referred Tony Podesta case to New York prosecutors. Wow. I was almost about to do a profanity alert without the alert. Wow. Wow. Special counsel Robert Mueller has referred cases on a group of prominent American lobbyists, including Democrat-connected super lobbyist Tony Podesta. Oh, shit. It's happening. Do you know what it's happening means? Another thing I was right about. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. Whatever. Okay. Whatever. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but Tony Podesta may be Mueller's next big target. H.A. Goodman. Gee. I wrote this in 2006 and 17. Looks like I was right about something else. And I'll be right about Clinton indictments, and everyone will say, oh my God. I'll be like, I knew it was right there. I don't know. So I wrote Tony Podesta may be Mueller's big target. Here in the Daily Caller article, I just tweeted it out. And now, by the way, thank you for letting me know. Bombastic Bushkid! Petition for Julian Assange. Thank you. Thank you, Bombastic Bushkin. Thank you. Thank you, Bombastic Bushkin. Frank, how about Bohemian Grove, the Illuminati? The Illuminati, I don't believe in. With all due respect, Bilderberg Group, Kurunuts. It's that. Frank, I don't believe in any. I have to be honest. I don't believe in any of that stuff. I'm not saying that secret societies don't exist. For example, I know a buddy of mine who's a Mason. So, and like, I can tell you that they don't do anything bad. So, I don't know. There are secret societies, but the thing is, like, I mean, what power do they have? So, and there are secrets, there are societies within Catholics and Jews and, you know, all different societies. I don't really know what power. There could be powerful people who happen to be, but that doesn't mean that the power is derived from these groups. But Frank, thank you so very much. Bombastic Bushkin, thank you. So wait a second. This is insane. Federal prosecutors said to be investigating lobbyist Tony Podesta. Wow. Mueller referred lobbyists, including Tony Podesta, to the Manhattan prosecutors. Wow. You know it's a good day when Fox and the Daily Caller have the same title. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. It's all going down. You live a corrupt life, like a really corrupt life. I'm not talking like nobody's perfect. I'm not talking about that. Nobody's perfect. We don't, life you and I lead, we're not criminals. We're not threats. You know, you have to be squeaky clean. Like even a parking ticket, you can't even, like a parking ticket you haven't paid for a long time, you can't buy a firearm. So every time I buy a firearm, like it's a background check, everything. So you have to be squeaky clean. Federal prosecutor said to be investigating lobbyist Tony Podesta. And it's coming out. Mueller referral. Interesting. Wow. I thought Mueller time was supposed to be against Trump. Mueller time. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's reconvene. I'll try to do a special HA After Dark regarding this. Let's reconvene in a little bit. And wow. Wow. This is no joke. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, Bombastic Bushkin, thank you. Frank, well, you said you don't believe in secret societies. Think blackmail. By the way, YouTube keep effing my feet. I bring it up. They're watching. Frank, thank you so very much. Frank. I'm wowing the whole Podesta thing. Holy macaroni. Holy macaroni. This is crazy. Tony Podesta. How did I not? It's like 5 hours ago. How did I not see this? God. NBC News, former Democratic lobbyist Tony Podesta, former White House, all part of months-long investigation by federal press. There was a referral to special counsel Mueller. Wow. Referral. Wow. 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 All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's reconvene in a couple hours or so. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. And if Tony Podesta falls, then what happens to Hillary? It's like the king in Braveheart. Imagine that this is the scene. Somebody has to do a thing with the scene in Braveheart. If he could sack Podesta, that means he can close in on Bill and Hillary. Give me your thoughts. Oh, I always get back and like, give me your thoughts. But hit subscribe now, right now, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening. We will reconvene soon. You've been absolutely amazing. To my super chat, you've been absolutely, absolutely amazing. Thank you so very much. So, like, it's happening. It's like craziness. I said that they'd go after Tony Podesta. I wrote an article about it in the Daily Caller. I wrote Tony Podesta may be Mueller's next big target. H.A. Goodman. November 16, 2017. That was my article in the Daily Caller. Anyway, so they're going after Tony Podesta now. All right. Be honest. This is the biggest problem in our world. Why hide the truth? Well, it's not that I'm not honest. It's that I just don't, I don't know the evidence of the correlation. You know what I mean? I just need the evidence of the correlation. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I just need the evidence of the correlation. That's all, Frank. That's all I'm saying. Todd Evans, H.A. Hillary Clinton met with Bilderberg 2008. They met secretly all the most rich and powerful people in the world. Who do you think is behind the DNC? Well, okay, so again, Todd, I'm not arguing. Like, I understand the whole thing. The Clintons' power is part of a networking thing. I get that. It's the allegiance to some kind of secret handshake stuff. That's what I don't believe. So Todd and Frank, I mean, yes. No, I'm not saying that that shady people don't know each other. I'm not saying that at all. I am saying that they do know each other, and that's the whole thing. Give me your thoughts. Well, I keep on saying give me your thoughts below. That's what I used to say. Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening. Tony Podesta now. Wow. Federal prosecutor said to be investigating Tony Podesta. Wow. After special counsel referral. I thought the Mueller probe was supposed to be Mueller time. That was supposed to be Trumpy poo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. God bless. I will see you very soon, actually. I have to do a new segment on Tony Podesta. Keep your eye out. At H.A. Goodman Author. I don't know if people are going to get the notification from YouTube, but I will be doing another segment soon. This is huge. Huge. Thank you so very much. Let's do another segment soon on the Tony Podesta. Thank you.